Hi, this is part 2 of our Budapest series, where we're spending 48 hours in the city. Today we will explore the Buda side. We will see Fisherman's Bastion, the Royal Palace, and try to find a hidden art spot. The weather forecast for today is rainy and foggy, but honestly that doesn't cancel our plans. It just means we need to grab our umbrellas. We left our hotel and headed toward Buda. This is the western part of the capital, which originally used to be a separate city. There are a few different theories about where the name comes from. The more legendary version says it might be named after the brother of the city founder. Another theory suggests that Buda comes from Slavic word meaning water, referring to large number of thermal springs in the area. And while we were walking there, I noticed the street signs. Budapest street signs actually give you a lot of useful information about where you are. The arrow at the bottom shows the direction in which the house number increases and also tells you the range of numbers on that block. I think these are some of the most informative street signs I've ever seen, and they look really stylish too. After passing the Parliament building, we headed toward Margaret Bridge and finally made it to the Buda side. From here, you can really feel the scale and the true size of the Parliament building. It's definitely a beautiful spot. Our first stop, well, technically my stop, was a small hill with a viewpoint overlooking Margaret Bridge. The view from up there is really nice. By the way, Pasha wasn't impressed at all, but I actually love it. I thought it was really cool to see the bridge from above. You can watch the traffic moving, and there's this symmetry in the shot. It looks really beautiful to me. I think it's a great quick stop, just a couple of minutes to enjoy the view. Alright, before we go too far, let's take a quick look at what they sell here. At first, it seemed like everything was pretty similar to what we are used to, but then I found these chocolate-covered coffee candies, and this is officially the #1 thing I brought back from Hungary. I thought they were just coffee beans covered in chocolate, but it turns out there's actually a little shot of coffee inside each candy. And wow, they were really good. If you love coffee and chocolate like I do, you will definitely enjoy this. I also noticed these glazed curd bars because they looked kind of funny because they are so long and all designed in same style. They actually look really cute. I didn't try them though. I'm a bit cautious with dairy products while traveling. Some of the ice cream options caught my eye too, and surprisingly frozen gooseberries. Honestly, I think it was the first time I've ever seen gooseberries in a store. In my mind, they only grow at your grandma's summer house and don't exist anywhere else. I also like these candies. We actually ended up buying them later and they were really good. And of course, I couldn't ignore the super stylish milk. Just look at that sign. That's it for our supermarket tour, and we are moving on. We've got a lot of stairs ahead for us. We are heading to Fisherman's Bastion, one of the most famous spots in Budapest. It's an architectural complex located in Castle Hill on the Buda side.
Honestly, I think I like these channels on the sides even more than stairs. Looks like some kind of old stone drainage system. Yeah, Buda side is definitely very different. No straight lines, lots of elevation changes. Dasha got distracted by something over there. More stairs.
It's so foggy here, the trees, it feels like some kind of mysterious forest. Really beautiful.
And as we're getting closer, I think we can already see a Fisherman's Bastion.
The bastion was built in 1905 and got its name because this area used to be a marketplace surrounded by fortress walls, where fish was sold. During the Middle Ages, fishermen from Buda were responsible for defending this section of the wall in case of attack. So Fisherman's Bastion is basically a monument that brave guild of fishermen, so it's also part of the UNESCO World Heritage List. But honestly, I think with places like this, your personal mood matters a lot. It really defines whether you're going to like it or not. As for me, I'm absolutely in love with this place from very first moment. It had everything. The atmosphere, a bit of mystery, like you might just stumble upon something magical at any second. Like this is exactly the kind of place where that could happen. Maybe that's why the rain finally stopped bothering us and we could just breathe and take it all in. Should we go up?
Yeah, let's go.
As soon as we got closer to the bastion, I completely fell in love with it. Honestly, the fog worked in our favor. It made the whole place mythical, almost like fairy tale. I kept thinking that once we got to the top, we'll find a medieval market, merchants, dancing, maybe even knights. Well, we did find knights, just made of stone. At the top there's a small square, a statue of Saint Stephen, and a terrace with panoramic views. Although I'm pretty sure you might already be a bit tired of those by now. And there's also Matthias Church, which gave us this incredible view. This church is almost 800 years old. It was built in 1247. Originally it was dedicated to the Virgin Mary, but later it became associated with the Hungarian knight Matthias. You can even spot Knight Matthias' coat of arms on one of the tower halls. Personally, I was absolutely obsessed with the colorful roof tiles. They're seriously beautiful. Right in front of the church there is a statue of Holy Trinity. It's a memorial dedicated to the victim of plague, built in 1713. Its design was inspired by the black column on Graben Square in Vienna, which was erected after the 1679 epidemic. Interestingly, during COVID it also became the place of pilgrimage. I'm wondering what that looked like. But there's actually much more to explore here than just Fisherman's Bastion. The whole area, Castle Hill, carries traces of countless battles that took place here over the centuries. The area has been destroyed and rebuilt many times, which is why you see a mix of modern buildings alongside medieval and Baroque ones. And honestly, all it takes is walking just a few steps away from the main square and get lost wandering through narrow cobblestone streets. As we went deeper, we came across this alley that leads to a viewpoint overlooking the city. It's not the most touristy spot, but that actually made it even better. Just 2 minutes away from the main square, and there was barely anyone there. Also, apparently in spring these trees are in full bloom. I'll put photo here. Honestly, I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see that. I'll admit, I'm kind of jealous. I would love to see it too. But at least we got these beautiful berries instead. By the way, if you know what kind of plant this is, let us know in the comments.
I just noticed a really unusual tower, probably a bell tower.
That's actually a Roman Catholic church that Pasha spotted. It's really beautiful both outside and inside, and it's even listed among the top 100 most unique buildings in Budapest. I will link the full list in the description. At the end of the alley, there's a map you can use to get your location. Our road started here, at Fisherman's Bastion. Then we walked deeper in, followed this tree-lined path and reached the edge of this side of the hill. Next we head into the opposite direction to check the royal palace. Not far from here you can also find the tower of the Church of Mary Magdalene. Back in the 13th century this used to be a full church, but over the past 800 years it was destroyed and rebuilt multiple times. So today the only tower from 15th century remains, and you can actually go up there. While Pasha's over here filming the tower, I'm just standing here next to this tree. Look, it's freshly cut and smells amazing. I already feel like we are going to come back home and decorate the whole apartment. All 2-hour string lights. About 2 minutes walk from here you will find the Hungarian National Archives, a really beautiful building, darkened by the rain with colorful roof tiles. We are heading towards the royal palace. Right in the center of Budapest, on the top of the hill, stands the majestic royal palace, also known as Buda Castle. Its foundations date back to the 13th century, but the place has been destroyed and rebuilt many times over the years. The current version started construction in the late 19th century and was completed in the early 20th century. Today, it houses an art gallery, the Budapest History Museum and the National Library.
I saw a hot air balloon. It's kind of look like this one. Looks like there is some kind of small fair going on here.
The other side of the place opens up a truly impressive view of a construction. Alright, we also decided to check out the funicular. It connects Adam Clark Square with Buda Castle. It was built in 1870, destroyed during the World War II and then restored in 1986. It's also part of the UNESCO World Heritage List. But honestly, riding it cost about 30 euros one way, and I'm sorry, but that feels like a total rip-off for one-way ride, even with all the history. Especially consider you can just walk down using a really beautiful walled stone staircase, and it's completely free. That said, I'll admit, the funicular does look really nice, so if you've ridden it, let me know in the comments if it's worth it, because I'm still not sure.
At first I was kind of upset that it was going to rain during our trip to Budapest, but now I don't even know. I think I actually like this foggy, fairy-like atmosphere even more. It looks just incredible. Yesterday we climbed that hill over there, and that is the bridge we walked across this morning in the rain.
And like I said, nearby there's another staircase, just as beautiful, that you can take down to the Danube promenade, which is exactly what we decided to do. Pasha didn't know it, but I had a secret plan to find something interesting. Long story short, Budapest has tiny sculptures created by the artist Mikhail Kolodka. Their exact locations aren't officially marked. The whole idea is that you just randomly stumble upon them and discover them on your own, which can actually be pretty hard since they are really small. I knew they exist and I really wanted to find at least one. I only had a small hint that one of them was somewhere along the Buda embankment near the bridge. We were already heading that way, so I kept looking around really carefully, trying to spot it. And Pasha would have walked right past it, but I saw it. The main character of this sculpture is Remy, the rat from Ratatouille, riding the word Lecho. There are about 30 of these tiny sculptures around Budapest, but it felt really special to find one of our own. One of the reasons they are so small is that large sculptures require permit and designated space, while these tiny ones don't. Also, the artist doesn't make them on commission, no one pays for these works, so it's really just pure creative expression, and I find that incredibly cool. We crossed the bridge to the other side of Budapest, and one building immediately caught my attention. It felt like a bit of mystery to me. This fabric-like covering on top, it's actually there to protect the building from collapsing, or it's just some kind of decorative installation they put on for Christmas and New Year's season. Anyway, something about this building really stuck with me. Budapest also has incredibly authentic courtyards, so let's just open this slightly ajar door and see what hidden treasure we have stumbled upon. One of our plans for today was to try traditional goulash in Budapest, so we went into a restaurant. We ordered goulash and langos, and what do you think? Honestly, it wasn't good. We were pretty disappointed. We officially failed at eating good goulash in Hungary. And that would have been kind of sad, but we decided not to let it ruin the day and just keep walking. After eating, we went in the shop and bought some treats to take home. Love cake, some candies I had picked out early in the day. Now we're going to rest a little and then keep exploring the city, because tomorrow we went out early in the morning. We still need to pack today, but we also really want to walk a bit more. We're planning to go to the city park, the one with the second thermal bus. It's huge and seems really beautiful. I also want to go back to the Buda side. The view there at night is just insane. I'm trying to convince Pasha to go with me again. Hopefully, he agrees. We will see. We made our way towards the city park, Városliget, which literally means city forest or city grove. We started exploring this part of the city at Heroes Square. This is one of the main squares in Budapest. In the center stands the Millennium Monument, built to celebrate the 1000th anniversary of the Magyars settling in the region. It features statues of the 7 Magyar tribal leaders, as well as columns representing important figures from Hungarian history. On both sides of Heroes Square you will find the Museum of Fine Arts and the Place of Art. We continue deeper into the park to catch a glimpse of such a thermal bus from a distance and to walk around by the Buda Castle. Originally, it was just a wooden pavilion built for the Millennium celebrations marking the arrival of the Hungarians in their homeland. But people like it so much that in 1904 they decided to rebuild it in stone in the same location. By 1908, the castle was completed. Looking at it from afar, it almost feels like you might run into something dark or mysterious here. Vampires, ghosts, or something out of a legend. But I'll probably disappoint you by saying that it's actually a pretty friendly museum of agriculture. And it was never a royal or noble residence. The idea behind it was to showcase the architectural heritage and the long history of the Magyars, which is what Hungarians call themselves. The castle combines different architectural styles into one complex structure. The design includes elements from 21 different buildings, some are small decorative details, others are major features. Honestly, you should definitely plan more time for this place. It's best enjoyed in daylight, ideally without rain. Even though we visited late in the evening, it was still beautiful. It's just one of those places where the camera can fully capture what you see in real life. There's something the human eye just catch better than any lens ever could. I really like this castle. I'd love to come back someday and spend more time just walking around. Let's put it on our next trip to Hungary list. Even though we were already soaked, tired, and it was really late, I still convinced Pasha to go to one more place. I really wanted to see it at night, and I just couldn't leave Budapest without going there. So we jumped on the metro and headed back to Buda to find a bench with an incredible view of the Parliament building. It's insanely beautiful when it's lit up, and the view is just, well, let me just show you. Well, that's the end of our Budapest video. I hope you like it or didn't like it. Either way, feel free to leave a like or drop a comment. Alright, bye-bye. Wait, actually, let me show the snacks we brought back from the trip. So we've got these coconut candies, popcorn, crackers, with paprika by the way, pretzels. Yeah, not bretzels, but pretzels. I only wrote in editing that it's basically the same thing. This chocolate love cake just looked really good, and these candies were so good we had to bring them home. 2 turbo gums and a few more sweets. And 3 Instax photos. Pasha with the tram, Pasha at the Christmas market, and Pasha by the funicular. Plus 2 postcards from Budapest. Now it's really the end. Bye bye, see you in the next video.